Hello everyone, my name is Jen and welcome to the Book Refuge and welcome to a bit of an impromptu device review. I'm gonna say right now there are definitely better reviews out there. This is gonna be an opinion piece, but I have gotten a lot of questions about my new Kindle Scribe. I've had it since release day. I know that this came out the beginning of December, I believe. And I have had it since release, like literally since release day. And there have just been a lot of questions about it, which is definitely understandable. The device price is a lot. And I just wanted to give kind of my thoughts. And then I wanted to do a bit of a comparison between my three devices, because yes, I am a greedy bitch and I have three devices, and I wanted to kind of tell you the pros and the cons of each of them, as well as like, you know, my daily usage of them and the quirks that I have found. So the three devices that I will be comparing here are the Kindle Paperwhite 8th generation, the Amazon Fire Tablet 8th generation, and the Kindle Scribe 2022, this first generation of this. This is my beautiful cover that I just did. And here it is right here. So I'm just going to go over how I feel about all of them and leave it up to you, because every time I post a picture of it, people are wondering, and I totally get it, because I kind of impulse bought this and I made it a business expense because I annotate a lot of books every month, and I thought that if I was able to annotate well, reading ebooks, that it could be even better for me, and then I would, because I have to transfer my notes either way. I'm transferring them from paperback to paperback, or I'm transferring them, you know, from the ebook to that would be fine. So I rationalized it and made it a business expense, and I paid the, you know, $400+ plus the, you know, $30 for a good case for it. And I have some thoughts about it. But I'm actually going to tease you, and I'm going to start with the other two first. So the Kindle 8th generation is what I have. I've used Kindle Paperwhite for the last 4 devices I had. Before that, I don't even know what mine was called. I don't remember what it was called. Mine's in my like black and white mode right now because I was reading it last night. I love this thing, honestly. And when I got the Kindle Scribe, I was actually debating whether I was going to upgrade to the newest version, the 2022 one that's like a little bit bigger, it has more space in it, or if I would add the Kindle Scribe. But I knew that I wasn't going to return this, because of course what happens when you pick out one of these is that they're like, oh, you're going to trade in your device. And I'm so glad that I didn't, okay? Because even with a lot of the positives I'm going to talk about the Kindle Scribe, for me, still nothing beats the weight of this. The like size of it, I think, is great. I mean, I wouldn't mind a little more screen, but nothing beats the size and the weight of this. In fact, well, I can't show you my phone because I'm recording with my phone, but I actually read on 4 different devices. I read quite a bit on my phone as well. That is the device that I first started Kindle on, and it is the device that I still use to read Kindle when I am out and about, when I am waiting in lines, when I'm in church, when I'm, you know, anywhere where I can discreetly be reading. Everyone's on their phones anyway. I'm reading on my phone. But the Kindle to me is the device that if you can only have one besides your phone, I would get it. Like, I'm just starting this review with that. I'm not going to leave it as a cliffhanger later on. Like, this is the one I would have. I would, if with a finger pointed at me that said I had to choose one, I was trying not to make it violent, I would pick this. It has a really great battery life when they're pretty new. Like, mine's slowing down a little bit, but I could still use this 3 or 4 days for a good amount of hours before having to charge it. Whereas like before, I could probably go a full week And it really depends on how much you read and how bright you're doing it. Like that's just with anything, you know, that like they say our phones can have 3 days worth of it. And it's like, yeah, right. How much we use our phones, you won't. But yeah, I've been using these forever. I have the little pop socket. I used to have a case, but I first saw someone with a pop socket. I think it was like Izzy I'd seen, and I was like, I must have it. And I do that now. I put mine on the lower middle. I've had it more to the side. That was fine, but I like securely holding it in the middle, bottom part. I can one-handed hold it real easy, have a couple cute stickers on it, and I just really love it. This is my favorite device. Right now, even the newest version is running about $120. I just looked up the prices right now, but there are plenty of deals you can find. There are deals all throughout the year. There's also like you can pay for it in 4 installments if you want. So this to me is like very affordable, very good. It does it wonderfully. And yeah, it's fantastic. I love it. I don't have any problems with this. It was mostly me trying to find like other things to add. Okay. So the next device that I eventually added, and I only had this for quite a few years, but when I started getting more into Bookstagram and wanting good photos, I had seen that Crystal had gotten an Amazon Fire tablet for Christmas a few years back, and I just loved the photos she was able to take. I was obsessed, and so I wanted one. So I went and I got myself an Amazon Fire tablet. Now, this is going to be a really hard one to show up because it does have like the protective of it, but this is really great. And the thing is too, is like, this is a tablet, so you can be using it for other things. I don't, like I have YouTube and Netflix and Instagram on here, but I find they don't run very smoothly. Like that is the thing. I have an 8th gen of this. I probably need to upgrade soon because it is pretty clunky and slow at this point. But when I first got it, it was on point, and I still think that is great for a few things. If you read manga or comicsology, you can read it in color on here, which is fantastic. Also, this is how I read the Arc of Anastasia, and so all of the photos were in color, in glorious beauty. It was fantastic. And still, like, there are some other books, like some fanfics that I read have colored pictures in them, and I really like this. I also like this because you can do what I can do on my phone, which is you can make your book, which I can do it for you right now. You can do continuous scroll, which people always ask me for how I read so fast. Tips. Continuous scroll is a game changer, okay? That helps me get through books so fast. Like when I need to speed read a book, I do it on here. The problem is you can't do it with ARCs or with like they have to be a Kindle or an ebook for you to do that. But putting your setting on infinite scroll, which you can do, sorry, this isn't going to be an instructional video, I'm just yakking at you guys. You can go under the layout and you go to more, and there's an option, let me see, where is it? Under. Now I can't see it on here. Where is it at? I don't know. It's one of the settings though. I might set it on my phone and it does this. I'm not sure. Sorry that I was going to show you how to do it and now I can't. But I know that it's an option to do because I have it on here. So I love that. So this too runs, like a brand new one of these runs between $70 and $80 depending on the generation that you're buying. So it's cheaper than that. This one, the like downsides is this is pretty heavy. You need to have a case for it. I tried doing a pop socket with this one, but like it's too heavy. So if you like lean it in any way, like it can just pop right off and then it can fall on you. So not the greatest. You can get a case that has like the hand grip. You definitely could do that. I just have one of the ones that has this and I'm able to hold it and read like this, but this does get hard on my hand. So this is one that I actually have a device cushion. So if I'm laying on the couch, I put this in the device cushion and I continuously scroll and we're good to go. Not as easy to do one-handed holding with this. I'll just be honest with you. We'll be honest, but it is cool and it does do some other things. And I feel like if you're someone who like people share your devices, which maybe you don't want them to, but I'm just saying like you can also have YouTube and things on here for like entertaining children or things like that, you know, if you want to. And I have used it for cooking when I'm doing a cooking recipe because it's a little bit bigger than my phone. I have set this up in like the kitchen to watch things while I'm doing that, and that's been good. But in regards to reading, this is like my second favorite device because I do like the color option and that it's like my phone but bigger. And the battery for this is pretty good. It definitely drains faster if you're using it for any other things, but if you're just using this for books, I can use this one also like 2 or 3 days before it gets down to like, 10%, and then I need to charge it. So this is my next favorite and I enjoy this. And as I said too, I like to use this for photos of book covers. I use this as the device that I put book photos in or Photoshop them. If you're wanting to take pictures of the screen, you will need to get a cover, because even in my ring light you can see that, but like I had to buy a screen protector because otherwise it is glary. Okay, it's very glary. So yeah, that's my second favorite device. And now we get to the Kindle Scribe, which is currently my least favorite of the three, and that comes down to a couple of reasons. Number one, right off the bat, is going to be the price does not deliver what it should. So, I've said the Kindle was, can run you about $120. This bad boy was over $400. Okay, they sometimes show it for $388, whatever, but once you do a protection plan, which I absolutely did since this was brand new, and buy a case, which you'll want to do, because without a case, we'll pop this out. Let's see if I can. Without a case, it's like, an iPad not having a case. Like you wouldn't, this case grips it good. There we go. Like without a case, it's just very slippery and is going to slide all over and it'd be very difficult to hold. Like when I got this device, before getting a case, like it's impossible to hold this without, like it literally just slides right down your hands. It's impossible. So you immediately need a case for this one. I did, when I first got it, try putting a pop socket down here. And I even would because this device, you can actually turn it this way. You can even do a setting, I've heard, to have it go this way. I haven't tried that yet. But you can switch it from side to side, which I'm sure could be very helpful. Again, if you use this though, with a pop socket, you can easily hold either side and you can set the setting of which side you're tapping to make it switch. So it does that. So yeah, you immediately have to have a case for it. And if you don't, that pen just falls off all the time. Also, I'm going to slip it back in its case. This is the second case I'm on because I had gotten one case that immediately broke. Just immediately the magnets fell off and the thing fell out, and that was a $30 case. It was very disappointing. But then when you're in it, I'm sure you will have seen, it's getting mad at me now because I keep opening it. You have more settings than normal down here. You have a notebook option, which I do use the notebooks. I have video ideas. I have, when I'm supposed to post, you can add notebooks in here, which is cool. But if you have an iPad, you could do that as well, or on your phone, you can have notes. That's cool. Not worth $400. There also is supposed to be the feature, and I say supposed to because you'll see, they're supposed to be the feature because they show this in the marketing material, and it is the sole reason, y'all, that I was willing to purchase this device. You are supposed to be able to make notes on the books. That is what they showed in the promo videos that I saw. And when I got it, I was very upset to learn that not only can you not, let me show you. Sorry. Not only can you not make a note, on the page, you can't do this. Nope. You have to highlight, choose to make a note, and then you can write a note in there, and then make it go away. And then there are no notes on your page. There's just that. So if you want to see it, you can click on it to see what it says, which was immediately frustrating to me because that's basically what I can do on my Kindle. Because you can highlight a text and make a note. Right, I can't write with the pen. I'd have to type it in, which would be annoying. But then it doesn't show on the page. It's not there. And, you know, like, look, I'd highlighted a line in here. If I want to see what that says, I have to click on it to see it. I know that's a simple thing, but like in their promotional videos, they show people highlighting and writing in the margins of stuff. And when you look into the fine print, you're only able to do that on Word documents that you send to the device through Amazon's portal. There's a device sender and you can send it, and then you can make notes on those documents. That's not annotating a book. So then I tried to see if I sent a Word document, like if I sent an EPUB that was a fanfic, right? Because those you send to your phone as a doc. I tried sending it to my phone through the Amazon portal. Same thing. You can highlight, but you can only leave a note with a pen in a box. You cannot, and this little thing will come up here. So this shows you what your pen is. So right now my pen is a pointer. So I'll be pointing back and forth. If I want to leave a note that doesn't involve a text, you have to click this. You have to click the little note option, and then I can tap somewhere and a note will pop up. So let me just write my name. You can do whatever you want in here. Yes, ooh. I can erase. Ooh, that's so nice. Cool. But then I do that. It just pops the note in somewhere random, like right there. So when I look at the page, I would see that. But it's not how it was advertised, you know? So I was immediately very frustrated with that. And I went and looked, and I actually left a review, a pretty nasty review of like, this was false advertising and I paid hundreds of dollars for this. But I didn't, and I'll tell you why I haven't returned it, because I was so pissed that every ad I saw shows people just writing away on it, shows them highlighting stuff and writing things, which is what I wanted it for. Like, you sold me on the fact that it's a Kindle Scribe. I can take notes where I want, and I can't do that. So really then what we're just left with is it's a giant Kindle. I mean, yeah, it's Kindle, like it's just a giant Kindle, which isn't, which isn't convenient to carry around because it's the same size as any other device, and it doesn't even do what it claims to do. Like, again, yeah, there's a notebook. I can take notes on things that I'm thinking. It has all different choices of paper. You can do that. But so does a notebook. That's the same size as this. I could carry a notebook around to do that, right? If I want to make lists, I can do that. And I just felt very deceived, especially for the fact that it is $400. It's over 2 times the price for this. It's 4 times the price of this. It's half the price of my cell phone, and it doesn't do anything different. Like, it's big. It's like the same weight as this one, and it doesn't do that. And lots of people's reviews will reflect that. I'm sure you're seeing it in it, is that it doesn't do that. Now, why haven't I returned it? I haven't returned it because of 2 reasons. One, I think they can still push an update that can do that. I know part of it has to do with the fact that that would be very complicated for KU books to be able to be written in it. And then, you'll return that book. And then, because when you go into a Kindle and a KU book and you've already read it before, it'll start you where you've been. Amazon keeps a history of that. So I was like, well, maybe they don't have the space to be able to keep everyone's rate. But then it's simple, because if you were going to return it, there could just be a little thing that says you will lose all the notes you've made. Are you okay with this, or would you like to purchase this title? Boom. That would perfectly solve it, because then if you've purchased the book, it's just the same as if you've purchased a physical book and you've written in it, and your notes will stay there forever. And that, I feel like, could even sell people on some books they weren't previously going to buy. They were just going to borrow, because now I've written in this KU book, I've had a great time, I've made these notes, and it's time to return it. And they're like, oh, you have 57 notes. If you return this, you're going to lose those. Do you want to buy this book and have it in your library? And I'd be like, oh, yes, I do. Tell me that's not a perfect solution. Tell me that's not. They haven't even said that's the reason why you can't write on those, but I assume it is. Like, I kind of assume it is, because otherwise, why not let you? And also, your like KU highlights, if you return a book, like, they still stay. But I guess I could understand if with this, they're like, well, but you're highlighting stuff that like already like existed in the book, whereas if you add in notes, you're like adding something to it. So maybe. But anyway, I think that they could eventually push an update that will do that, because every review I've seen is people saying this doesn't do what you said it does. But this is the first gen. It's the first thing. The first gen of this wasn't as good as it is now either. So I'm at the place where like I could have returned this. I was angry enough to return it, but I also want to see what they're going to do next, because I was obviously intrigued with the idea. I was excited, and I'm in a place where I can invest in that. You know, my business can invest in this. And something that Amazon does, right? We even said it when I was talking about this, you can trade in a device to get the next one that does that. So I think two things will happen. I think they'll either push an update, because they push updates to devices, and then there's when they do a next generation. There's two different things. So I feel like they may push updates. You know, we're still in the first 2 months of this coming out, less than that. So I think there could be an update that allows us to do that, or there'll be a second generation that now has that, and I will have kept this so that I can trade it in and get trade credit on the next one by having this device. That's my plan anyway. So this video ended up being longer than I wanted, but I just wanted to give you my honest thoughts. Like, the positives are, I do like the bigger screen. I do like being able to write my notes. That is fun. I definitely take a lot more, but I'm very disappointed that I don't just get to underline it myself and make a note, because that's what I wanted to be able to do, so that when I transfer them to a physical book, I can just go through the pages and do that like I do with another one. That's what I wanted to be able to do. And right now, when I do that, I'll have to click on every single thing. It won't immediately be apparent. And I feel like it was dishonest. It was dishonest to show these clips of people annotating work. You know, they're saying it is the like academics Kindle. And I'm like, okay, but what books are they annotating? Like, which ones are they allowed to annotate then? Because even if it's a textbook that you got off of Amazon, like, how are you annotating it? Because you can't. So people have asked me if I think it's worth it. And a few people I've asked, what are you hoping for it to do? And if people tell me they're hoping to annotate books, I tell them it doesn't really help. You know, like, you still could do the same thing on your phone or your Kindle if you were willing to type the words out rather than not being able to see the notes. Like, it just feels like such a lie. So I've told people I would wait until a new generation and get the newest generation of the Kindle. I think that from what I've heard of my friends who just bought the 2022 version, it's a tiny bit bigger, its battery life is even better, and it has more storage. If I hadn't have purchased this, I would have upgraded this. That's what I was going to do. But it was only 2 weeks until this was coming out, and I was like, oh, I want to try it. Because my Kindle still works. It's slowed down. You know, that's an issue that happens. Like, it's slowed down a little bit. So I probably still will upgrade this in the next year. But yeah, of my 3 devices, I stand by. This is my favorite. This is my second favorite. And currently the Kindle Scribe is my least favorite. And I can't, in all like honesty, suggest it. But you know what? I will put an affiliate link for the Kindle that I use if you want to check it out. I would get a small commission if you use that, but you don't have to. You can just go check out what you want. But I'll list the devices that I have if you're interested. And if you trust my opinion, you definitely can. And if you've bought the Kindle Scribe, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you found any tricks and tips that I didn't do? I didn't really go into those. Again, there are other videos that will show you all the features. I'm not a tech savvy person. I am a reader who wanted to annotate her books and was left pretty disappointed and just wanted to give my thoughts. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you'd like to see my book recommendation videos, you can do that right now. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye.